Respected dear family members, my pranams to you. We human beings are born as one among 1.6 million type of animals on the surface of the globe. We think we human beings have got ample freedom to do anything, to select anything, to opt for anything and live the way we like. But definitely I would like to say that on very many fundamental issues we do not have the freedom. We do not have the freedom to select our mother, father, the house of our birth. We do not have the freedom to opt for a female body or a male body. We do not have the freedom to opt the color of our skin or nature of our body. We do not have the freedom to control our internal system to a great extent. But remember that we have got some freedom. The freedom how to keep our mind, whether we should keep a fearless mind, optimistic mind, positive mind, or active mind, or to opt for an opposite of that, fearful mind, angry mind, egoistic mind, pessimistic mind, and so on. So how to keep our mind, how to maintain our mind, how to attain stability for our mind, that we can train our mind and achieve that. Even though we do not have the freedom to select our parents or the house of the birth or the country of the birth, we have got one freedom. A male, a boy, if he is very careful, can select a female as his partner, and a female, a girl or a woman, can carefully select her partner, and they can live as partners in the life, as wife and husband in the life. When they share, care and cure each other, in Bhagavad Gita it is told, Prasade sarvadukkhanam hanirasya. When you are living a happy life, many types of miseries will automatically get disappeared. I always used to say, Parasparam bhavayanda shreya paramavapnuyat. By mutually supporting, by mutually encouraging, motivating, appreciating, blessing, guiding and directing, you can see that you can attain a very positive level of happiness. The freedom of attaining that happiness between the wife and husband, it falls within the freedom of both of them. So we have got the freedom. when we are opting for that freedom. Chanakya in Chanakya Niti Sara has told Ayecha Vyayecha Eka Bhavena Sandharayet. For all ups and downs, income and expenditure, profit and loss, happiness and sorrow, birth and death, in all these areas of our life experience, we can experience that together, we can enjoy that together, or share the miseries together, so that the intensity of the misery that can be reduced, the depth of the sorrow can be reduced, the extent of happiness can be brought to a higher level. But remember that if we are spoiling our own life, who is responsible for that? We can blame either one of the partner. A wife can blame the husband can blame the wife, both of them can blame the other's parents. A wife can blame the parents-in-law, the husband can blame his parents-in-law, or they can blame the broker or the mediator who stood in between for arranging their marriage, or they can blame the society, or even their own religion they can blame. But what they will be gaining by that? They will not be gaining anything. If I cannot change myself, nobody else can change me. They can motivate me, they can encourage me, they can direct me, they can support or help me for myself changing. But the bound duty of getting changed falls on me. It's none other's responsibility. If I am putting a seed in the soil, the farmer may be putting water, he may be putting the manure, he may be creating a fence for protecting that, but the seed has to grow. The responsibility of sprouting out and growing falls on the seed. Now we in our society have got enough doctors to see that citizens, the people, are living a healthy life. The bound dharma, Vishagwara dharma, is to see that without exploiting and by giving appropriate dose of medicine, the health of the patient, health of the individual is improved. Yogadavi visham tikshnam bhaved bhaishajyam uttamam bhaishajyam aviduryuktam bhaved tikshnam visham. By proper combination, a medicine can be given to a patient which improves his health and removes the health problems. By improper utilization of the same drug, that can end up as a poison for that patient. Now you see, many of the corporate medical ventures, hospitals, almost all are hospital favoring doctors. Hospital favoring doctors means utilizing the customers, exploiting the customers, looting the customers and cheating the customers and subscribing unnecessary medicines and test and examinations so that a patient staying in a hospital will have to pay nearly 1 lakh rupees, which can be accommodated for the loan or the interest of the loan taken for building that hospital and improving the share of profit for the partners of the hospital. It is against Indian culture and civilization. It may be a corporate culture. My wife happened to be unfortunately sick for about 3-4 days, and I was absent. She was admitted in a very famous hospital in Trivandrum, and the doctor had Padma Shri. And when I told the doctors that somehow I want to get out of this hospital, and I gave a promise that anything happened, I am responsible, a pledge I took, then only they are relieved. Within 4 or 5 days, the bill of treatment reached 1,08,000 rupees. All unnecessary medicines, all unnecessary injections. After that, I took my wife to another hospital where very famous neurologist told me that very simple problem for your wife. 5 tablets costing 3 rupees will be enough to solve the problem. But the medicines injected into the body, the side effect of those medicines and injections can be cured after 3 or 4 months. So doctors are not saviors. They are not protecting. They are not supporting. They are in fact butchering. White collar medical terrorism is going on. This I have already told in the YouTube. Similarly, what we expect from the judicial system. Judicial system is for maintaining law and order. It's for maintaining happiness among the people. It's for uniting the people. It's for encouraging patriotism, nationalism, and national integration from the nation level down to society level, from society level down to family level, from family level down to individual level. But now, very recently, I happened to go to Bombay for attending an integrated workshop for my executive MBA course. I was fortunate enough to stay in the house of my close friend. His wife happened to be a family court advocate. She told me with all pain in her core of the heart that in many places the wives or husbands used to approach an advocate and tell that we want the divorce. I don't like the wife or I don't like the husband. Maybe silly reasons. In Bhagavad Gita it is told, Dukkeshu anudvigna mana. When you are facing a simple, very silly issue, don't get over depressed. Sukheshu vigadaspreha. When you are experiencing a happiness, don't get overexcited. Ragam, bhayam, krodham. Over bondage, that is ragam. Attachment is needed, bondage should be reduced. Over strength of bondage. Bhayam, fear. Krodham, anger. These 5 items. Over depression when facing the sorrow, over excitement when facing the happiness, over bondage, over anger, over fear within the relation of wife and husband, breaks the family relation in a spur of a moment, and they go to the advocate. Just like a doctor exploit the patient, loot the patient and make maximum money out of a patient who is the customer according to corporate culture. Making maximum profit and money is the ultimate aim of a doctor who might have taken his or her degree by paying 1 crore rupees as capitation fee for getting the admission. That money, its interest and the hospital's interest also should be encashed from the patient bill, through the patient's bill. Like that, this advocate wants to live a very happy posh life for which money is needed, and that money can be made only through the customers. Many of the customers are approaching the advocates for a divorce. So what generally he will be doing? Making all type of fraud witnesses, all type of lies, untruthful allegations against the wife or the husband, splitting the family and giving the divorce certificate for them. We in India used to do the pledge that if you are uniting a youth, boy and girl, that is heavenly a blessing. It's a virtue. See that you are becoming one of the person responsible for a marriage, for uniting partners instead of that culture. Now the advocates, I would like to tell you that all the doctors are not behaving in the negative way. All the advocates are not negative. There are hundreds and thousands of very good doctors, very good advocates, but the few to whom the unfortunate people happen to meet and contact. It is told that even 1,000 criminals got escaped. One poor innocent person should not get punished. Here what is happening? Many innocent people, due to the spur of a moment of anger, fear or ego, they approach the advocate. The legal system controller, judges, and many advocates have got their attachment and bondage, which can be counted the number of thousands of notes or number of 1,000 rupee note. It is the highest denomination in India. So the judge takes money from the advocate takes money from the client, and the favor done by the advocate and judge for the client is that their family got split. What I wanted to say, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Every advocate, instead of uniting a family, doing the level best through fraud witnesses and fake allegations and fraud allegations, splitting the family for the money. And one of the lady advocate in Alappuzha, she was boasting herself, telling that I was fortunate enough to give divorce for the 3 generations of family members in the same family. She could give divorce for 3 generation members of a family, and she took 3 lakhs for that. And when the advocates are doing like this, suppose the same fate falls on them or their children. And if these advocates and these judges, if they think the fate of the children, what happens if that children's father and mother got divorced? What will be the fate of them? My request to the advocates, try to unite them and take a fees for them, from them. Many of the advocates who do not have any case in the other court, we call it as caseless advocates, issueless advocates. They are creeping into the family court, where the only work to be done is splitting the family, splitting the children, splitting the wife and husband, and getting the things done very fast, within the shortest period becoming millionaire. My request to the family members, don't go to family court, don't go to legal systems. Try to solve your problem created by you in your family. Remember that your children are your products. You decided to bring them to this world. Your children have never asked you to bring them to this world. Instead of a wife giving a divorce petition against the husband, or husband giving a divorce petition against the wife, it should really have been the children who should give the petition against their parents for bringing the children to this earth without their permission. And the parents' duty is not merely giving a body to their child, but a good mind and a happy life. If that could not have been possible, you should not have brought these children to this world. I know some of the people suffering, particularly the children. Remember that when the wife and husband fight each other, the children will be following your footsteps. What the mother is doing, that will be followed by the daughter. What the father is doing, that will become an example for the son. And you will be worried about the fate of the life of your daughter and son, but you yourself is showing the example for them. And finally you go to the court, and advocates will be like falcons, vultures. Not all, at least a good number, because they have to survive. They have to make 70 lakhs, 80 lakhs, 1 crore rupee worth building. They do not have any other option but to make money from the clients. And for taking money from the client's request is to be fulfilled. Their request is nothing but divorce. So what they want, give that from the judge within the shortest period and make the highest amount of the money from that. So one side the doctors, another side the advocates. And now what I found in many of the government offices, many of the government workers in village office, panchayat office, corporation office, many places, from my experience for the last 3 years, they are doing their duty nicely. There may be exception. Government officers are not exploiting the people now. Now the so-called white job holders, the medical professionals and legal experts are making money, I even would like to say illegally, but that money will be creating problem in their own family. Very recently I happened to visit one of the place in Kerala. I happened to see a pediatrician. He was so smiling face and so handsome to see. And many people told that doctor mint money like anything. And for even from the poor patient he takes huge amount for an ordinary testing and examination. Later on I came to know that his two sons are paralyzed and on the bed for so many years. Another very senior doctor who wrote medical book, his cardiologist son passed away within a short breath in the operation theatre. He also mints money like anything from the poor people. Why I say this one? Why I said this one? For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. It's very simple. It is not the God who is punishing you. It is the nature. The nature is the judge. Nature is the IG of police. Nature is the legal expert. We in Hindu Dharma used to say Chitragupta. Chitragupta you cannot see. He is lying behind the screen. Gupta means confidential. He cannot be seen with your naked eye. He is writing your positives and negatives. Kala. Kala means the time. Yama. Yamasya bhatyam buman yamaha. Kalasya bhatyam buman kalaha. The kalam and the yamam, the second, the time, that will be punishing you. Every advocate and every doctor and anyone who is making money legally without satyam, dharmam, niti, nyayam, whenever the system in equilibrium is disturbed by an advocate or a doctor, the system will adjust itself in such a way that effect of these criminal disturbances will be nullified by the nature. So to all wife and husband, if you do not like each other, stay in different house, but see that you protect your children. And when you have got the will to come together, but don't go to the family court. Don't go to the court. Don't go to the advocates. Just like you might have lived 20-21 years of your earlier stage without a husband or without a wife, you can live like that. Many sannyasinis, many Christian nuns, many Christian fathers, priests, they have not married. They are living nicely. You can also live nicely without exploiting each other for making money, lakhs and lakhs as livelihood against the husband or against the wife, which rarely happens. The first generally happens. The livelihood from the husband goes in lakhs and part of that money goes to the advocate. And with whom you shared your bed, against him, against her, you are going to the court and you are spoiling your life. My request to all these YouTube watchers, you take part in the social movement, advise your friends, your relatives, your colleagues, or even your enemies, advise them. Don't go to a court for a divorce. Don't go to an advocate for divorce. They want to make money, majority of them. They will be getting money if this family got ruptured. So I repeat, whenever it is very essential, go to a good doctor. Whenever it is inevitably essential, then only go to a good advocate. Good advocate, majority of the advocates will be boasting that in their achievement list, hundreds and hundreds of wife and husbands got divorced for simple silly reason, got exaggerated by these advocates as illegitimate affairs between other ladies or other gentlemen. This is what is happening. Illegal, unnatural affairs with the driver, with the husband's relative, with the wife's relatives, and so on. The advocates can create any number of witnesses. Advocates can create any number of points against the other. Again, I would like to say, not all the advocates are the same. One of the very famous advocate in Vanjiyur, Trivandrum, used to say, Mujjanma kritam babam vakil rupena jayate. Vakil, you know, advocate. I used to say, Mujjanma kritam punyam. Whatever virtue you have acquired in your last janma and in your early part of the life, that will get erased off when you are becoming a partner to breaking a family. To the family members, I used to say, heaven is created in the family. There is no heaven above the sky. There is no hell below the earth. You create your own heaven. Sharing, caring, curing, praying together, staying together, enjoying the life that you have selected your partner with your freedom. Don't divorce. Live a happy life. This is my humble request. And that is what India tells to the world. The family relation is India's contribution to the world, such a strong family relation. Our Parvati and Shiva, Lakshmi and Mahavishnu, Saraswati and Brahma, Rama and Sita are examples for we people. Thank you very much.